Hey everybody, this is Mo with Mo Tech Talk. Back with another video. Here this time to focus on the OnePlus, which I just got a few videos ago. This is a video that's just going to talk about some of the things that annoy me and some of the things that I am rather pleased with this phone. So let's get straight into it. The first thing I dislike about this phone is that it has this giant camera bump that always impedes where my finger is going to go. So when I go to pick up the phone, I would pick it up and my finger just naturally kind of lands here. So, I can see all the fingerprints, but I have to like train myself to put my finger over here when I use it. But I'm just so used to like picking it up and having, my finger rest there that it just does it by habit. So, I just kind of there, and then I might put it in my hand, and then immediately my finger it always rests right there. So that is something that really annoys me. As far as I'm a user going with it, some people might not have this issue, but for me, I cannot stand the size of this camera hump. I think that it is far, far too big, but I understand that they wanted to put the best possible camera they could in this, so I accept it. I just don't like that my finger constantly rubs against it or lands directly on the glass itself. So that is my first little annoyance. Not a deal breaker, just a little annoyance. So my number two thing after that would be the hiding apps on here is not as cut and dry, easy to find as I do feel it is on my Samsung phone. So on here, to hide an app, I had to actually Google it. So let's say that I want to hide, the calculator app because I'm not using the calculator very frequently, so not a big deal. And I thought maybe go to manage, sort, select are my only two options. And with sort, you can only obviously sort. With select, you can only select. At the bottom, it'll say add to home screen and uninstall, but there's nothing to say like hide. So I did have to Google how to hide apps on here. And the way to do it is to slide it from the side, and then it'll give you the option to do so once you set it up. But once it's set up, and once you do know that this exists, it is, you can hide all your apps. It gives you a list. You can have a little dot that you can push to hide it, and then you can see which ones are hidden here. And yeah, so this is a way to kind of hide apps if you are looking for, to not show every single app that might be a game that you don't want to play or a system app that you don't want to use. And this is just kind of the way to do it. It'll also have you put in a pin to go through the dialer to get to those apps. I don't really care about that. I just don't want them in my app drawer. So once you do that, it does disappear from your app drawer, and you are good to continue scrolling as you are normally. On the other side here, on the Samsung, you really just have to click up here, go to settings, and then right here it says hide apps, home, on your home app screen. So, it's a lot easier to hide apps and a lot more cut and dry, at least to me, to go in here and kind of find these things where I did not have a single clue how to do it on here. I had to Google it. And I think that's a little less intuitive, personally. The third thing that I don't like is the lack of wireless charging. I am a big fan of wireless charging. I didn't used to be, but I do find that when I'm going to sleep, it is nice to kind of have the always on display telling me what time it is if I do wake up. And then it just kind of charges throughout the night, and you can just pull it off and, you don't think about it. It's great. I do the same thing. I have a 2-in-1 for the watch, but this doesn't have that. It does have super fast charging, but it does lack wireless charging, which is kind of a bummer since I do like it. So if you do like wireless charging, this is definitely not the phone I'd recommend to you. Go ahead and overlook it completely. And the last thing is the lack of DeX or DeX-like anything. I use DeX. I like DeX. I have a Dopes Play laptop that will connect to my phone and immediately pull up DeX, and it's a it's a full laptop, so it's not like a some nonsensical product. It is a full laptop that does work. So when I am out and I do like to travel or something, I like to carry lights. I don't always want to bring all of my stuff with me. So that is a really nice thing, and I can kind of use any Samsung phone that I have, whether it's the S24 or the Fold. I can kind of use it to get online, play games, stuff like that. This, when I plug it in, only mirrors the phone, and it does mirror in the orientation in which it was. So if you are watching it in landscape, you'll see it in landscape. If you're watching it in portrait, you'll see it in portrait, and it does not full screen, at least from my attempts. If I'm wrong, please in the comments below tell me how to do it, and then I can hopefully do it so that I can play Vampire Hunter or Fortnite full screen the way that I want to, or just really do the things that I feel Dex does really well. So that's the fourth thing that I don't like about this phone over the Samsung Galaxy Fold 6. Things I like: super fast charging. So go back to the wireless charging. So if you're into wireless charging, pass. If you're not into it, great charging speeds, amazing, some of the best I've ever seen. Very fast. I plug this thing in, from a low percentage, it is back up to 100 in no time whatsoever. I believe it's like 67 watt charging or something. It is wild, super fast. And I definitely recommend that if you're into very fast charging and someone who's on the move all the time, but you do have to use their charger, just so you know. So it only comes with one charger, so if you are traveling around, you do have to buy more. Not every charger obviously does it at that speed, so just be aware that you do have to use their charger to get those speeds. But the speeds are absolutely breakneck, amazing, 2 thumbs up. The other thing I like is the inside screen aspect ratio being slightly bigger on this. As far as wide, I think that the width of this is more comfortable for me and my hands. So when I open it, I find that just holding it is a much more pleasurable experience here. And you can see it's more of a matted screen. So it does really good with the light. Versus the Samsung phone here, that's a little bit more glary. You can see it's got a little more of a glossy. And it's not that I don't like holding it. I just think that my fingers kind of touch a little bit more on the back of this one versus this one, which I don't know if I'm just holding it different, but I don't know. I think that this is just a nicer hold for me, and I rather like it over the Z Fold 6, which is slightly wider, as you can tell, just ever so slightly wider. So that's just another thing that I really like about this phone. And the third thing that I really like is the alert slider here. It lets me know pretty much off the bat if it's in silent, ring, or vibrate. The bottom is ring, center is vibrate, top is silent. I usually tend to keep mine in vibrate because I have the watch, so if anyone's gonna contact me, I just kind of get it there, and I don't have to have this thing constantly chirping. So that is a really cool feature. Definitely recommend that other OEMs adopt it, even though they've had it for a while. I do wish others would adopt it. Looking at you, Samsung and Google, I think it's really cool. So that is definitely the third thing that I absolutely love about this. And the fourth are the super loud speakers. This phone has some of the loudest speakers I think I've ever heard on a phone. The Samsung Galaxy is really nice. Great speakers, super loud too, but I feel like this is louder. I had them kind of going side by side, and I feel like this was just drowning it out. Same song, same time, same everything. This felt more powerful than this one. I mean, you're still going to hear the music great in either one of these, but this one is louder, in my opinion, than this one. So if you did want to kind of check it out, here's just a quick example. That is just, it's me talking. It's that loud. So yeah, that is the speaker on this thing. It's absolutely bonkers in my opinion, and is very loud. So yeah, those are my 4 gripes and 4 likes so far with this phone. And I, overall so far I'm enjoying this phone. The number one is still this will be the thing that makes me that drives me nuts with this phone. Will always be this finger placement. I just find that this is just infinitely better to hold, to talk on, just because there's no giant camera hump there. That to me is a huge thing. The camera hump on this is just absolutely bonkers. But yeah, that is all for today, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Go ahead and give it a like if you did like it. Go ahead and subscribe if you're interested in more content like it. I really appreciate all of you. This is Mo with Mo Tech Talk, and I appreciate all you watching. And catch you guys in the next one. So see you later. Take care.